If we cannot end now our differences, at least we can make the world safe for diversity. And I grew up in an all-black community. Whenever I went outside my community, I didn't feel like my diversity was valued. In other words, I didn't feel valued as a young boy. There were so many rules I had to adhere to. And that's pretty much what my vision has been for so many years. I took that vision 19 years ago when we developed the first curriculum for the Ohio Child Welfare Training Program. The basis of that curriculum were these three things: differences, safe, diversity. That was the cornerstone of that curriculum, is that people are different, and we want to acknowledge those differences. We don't want to be what some people refer to as colorblind, but what we want to do is to see people's differences. Now, it's nothing wrong with saying that after I see that differences, I want to treat you like a human being, and I want to treat you like I want to be treated. There's nothing wrong with that. So we want to celebrate differences and not hide it.
Mr. Houston did a great job of keeping everyone engaged. The activities were good. It brought a lot of dialogue and questions. Again, created a very safe environment for people to share and feel comfortable being here. Again, this is a difficult topic to discuss. It brings up a lot of emotions, and I think he really created an atmosphere that made it comfortable for everyone to learn and share.
Been to other trainings that Dan Houston's done, and I enjoy him as a trainer. He's always well prepared, he is interactive, and he always encourages a lot of participation, which I enjoy.
And then the thing about being safe, to me, is critical too, because oftentimes I hear people who really passionate about this area of diversity. What they do is that they preach to people. Anybody here been preached to about diversity? But for the most part, when I'm out in the working world, when I'm in my daily life, I don't want to be preached to about anything. I want to feel safe to explore who I am, and I want to be safe to engage you. Y'all get that? But diversity is more complex than race or gender. And so, as you see, the three cornerstones that I want you to consider is about differences, about safe, and about diversity. Those are the things that we're going to be talking a lot about as we go through the day.
And Dan is very skilled at making the room safe, making people feel that they can say anything, that they'll be accepted, and that we'll work through the differences that bring us together.
So when we think about these things as ground rules, be open to thinking about different ways, be respectful, non-judgmental, be positive, listen, be open to ideas, ask questions, don't jump on me, privacy. These are our ground rules. A good stew recognizes the differences. You've got to have differences in the stew to make it work. Otherwise, Grandma will tell you, if you just put one thing, it ain't no stew. You got to put, I shouldn't say ain't no, this is my family background. It is not a stew, okay? Why does race get used as a weapon? Does that happen? Anybody would? Let me give you a little bit more background. I want you to consider this, because this is very important for you. When we did the curriculum based on these three cornerstones, we had to make a decision at what level would we train people to. And it's the same thing in terms of what level, even in the study groups, what level do we want to get people to? And I would recommend that you look at three different levels. One level is what we call awareness. Do we want to make people aware that differences exist? Do we want to make people aware that the person I'm sitting next to may not be just like me? Even though, and check this out, they may have the same skin color that I have. They may have the same gender that I have, but they're different than me. And so I want to be aware of that. Y'all see that? So there's an awareness part. Do we want to have people to be aware that differences exist and that we should celebrate differences? That's one level. Y'all get that? The second level has a lot to do with this whole notion of knowledge and understanding. I'm aware that differences exist. Okay, that's cool. When I have knowledge and understanding of a culture, then I begin to understand that a little bit more about this particular person. And so a lot of people are afraid. And I got to be honest with you, sometimes people don't come to workshops like this because they're afraid of what might happen to them. Some people, not all people, but some people do that. So a strategy to make people safe is very important.